After England's crushing defeat in the second test match at Edgbaston in Birmingham, the mood in the English camp and in the British media have both changed. There is now a lot of talk about the man that you see on the screen. The England captain, Ben Stokes. His bat is not yielding any runs and he's facing a lot of wrath from the public, from the press as well. Plenty of questions being asked as to why Ben Stokes, the batter, is not able to function as good as he's able to function as a bowler. So how bad really are the numbers for Ben Stokes? We'll try and answer that question for you as we take a deep dive into his numbers over the last couple of years, and we'll draw a pattern here as well as far as his dismissals are concerned. So be with me as I run you through what exactly is it that's going wrong with Ben Stokes and how bad really is his form with the bat. So these are his numbers over the last 2 years. In 18 matches that he's played, he's had to bat in 31 innings, scoring only 793 runs that have come at an average of just about 27. No hundreds to show for and just 650s. That's Ben Stokes for you. But as we go along, I'll tell you there is something to be understood over here as well as far as these 650s are concerned, because 3 of those came in the same series across 2 matches. In fact, now the 1 century that he scored, we weren't able to talk about it in the previous presentation, but there's just 1 century over the last couple of years that Ben Stokes has actually scored, and it happened actually, technically speaking, a little before this 2-year window that we took, and that's the century that he scored against Australia in Lords. Also the match that you will remember for that infamous run out of Johnny Bairstow. So that was the last time he scored a century. Also, it's a match that England would like to forget as well. Since then, Ben Stokes has scored 650s in 33 innings. Exactly the number that we'd shown in the previous presentation as well. So only 650s for him. Now, let me try and break these 650s down for you. As I said, out of these 650s, 3 had come in the same series, and it's the series against the West Indies. It was 2 matches that they had played last summer, and in those 2 matches, Ben Stokes ended up scoring 350s. The other couple of 50s also were good ones. I remember the one that he scored in India. That was a good one. I think it came in Hyderabad. In that match that England end up winning. But otherwise, Ben Stokes with the bat is nowhere to be seen. Let's go further and see what his numbers look like. Now the starting point is January 1, 2024. So from the start of last year, he averages only 26.56 and he's got just 5 half centuries. That's even fewer than what Jamie Smith has managed in exactly the same window. Now we were speaking of patterns. There's a pattern emerging about his dismissal, especially against spin. He averages now 18 when it comes to spin, and his second innings dismissal, should I just take you back if I were to that second innings of the Birmingham test match, it was Washington Sundar who was bowling to him. The delivery looked absolutely innocuous, but Ben Stokes just beaten by that hint of drift that we saw, and he was plumb LBW bowled by Washington Sundar. So the little bit of trend that's emerging, he's not been able to play spin that well. His averages dropped to 18. Let's talk about the same test match, but in the first innings, that's when he got that absolute snorter of a delivery from Mohammad Siraj, the ball rising on him. That dismissal, in fact, was the 13th single-figure dismissal for the English captain. So none of this painting a very good picture as far as his form with the bat is concerned. In the last 8 matches, he's only got 150. He was asked that question about how is it that he looks at his personal form with the bat. He brushed that thing under the carpet, saying that he's not too concerned at the moment, but perhaps there is a matter or there is a reason for England and the English captain to be worried, because in the last 5 test matches as well, look at his scores. He's got 9, a 20, a 33, a 0 and a 33 again. In fact, the 0 was a first ball duck for Ben Stokes. And before I go, this absolutely wild stat while I was looking at these numbers that I came across. Ever since we've had records being kept in cricket in the history of the game, in fact, 397, that was the margin of the margin between the runs scored by the Indian captain and the English captain, and that's the highest difference that we've ever seen. That's the biggest difference, 397 runs. Since the time record keeping has happened in the history of the game, there has not been a greater difference in terms of the number of runs scored by two captains in a test match. So staggering numbers as we saw over there. And if England are to go ahead and win this series, draw this series, whatever it is, they'll need their captain to step up. But no centuries over the last couple of years, as we just saw, and a pattern again spin as well that we could see in these numbers that we broke down for you. So England will need their captain to do well going forward in the series. Whether or not Ben Stokes is able to get his head in the right place, get his technique right, that is something we'll have to wait and see. We hope you like this video, and if you're a regular watcher of Sports Today, I urge you to go ahead and subscribe to our network. Even if you're not a regular watcher and you've enjoyed what we did in this video and the multiple videos that you'll see around on your screen right now pop up as well, do go ahead and subscribe to our Sports Today YouTube channel.